what I see a lot is that people want to do something what is visible. And
Yeah.
this working with consciousness is not visible. And you mentioned three things. Maybe you can go a bit more deeper. How important are they? And it's one time you talk about trust, that we have
Mm-hmm.
to trust,
Mm-hmm.
patience. So
Mm-hmm.
we do not see the result right now. So we just see the result in the future. We say, hey, wake up now, because we think, hey, now I want to live in Eden or in the golden age. And practice. You talk about practice. You practice every Friday with the group of people who come to your online seminars. So, how important are those three? And what is important too to do this work and to continue with the knowledge you can see the result right now. The result will be in the future. And of course,
Mm-hmm.
your result in your body, you feel it right now, but you can't see it like when you build a house, several months, the house is there. But when you want
Yeah.
to wake up your city and you want to work with people and you want to bring more uh, so you want to bring the result earlier because
Yes.
maybe we are impatient.
Yeah.
So
Mm-hmm.
this is, I think this is a big difficulty for me and for I think for a lot of people.
Yeah. Felix, you've asked me an amazing question because it allows me to go so deep into such an important teaching and such a very life-changing answer. And that is, instead of trying to change the world, and I will address those three things that you told me about, but I want to start here. Instead of trying to change the world, we know this again, we know this at the literal linear level inside our mind. We know, okay, I have to be the change. But now it's time to apply. Now it's time to practice that. And every time you're tempted to go out there to shake people awake, that's when you need to become more powerful. And then people get scared because they think, look, if I become any more powerful than I already am, because people consider themselves to be awakened.
Hmm.
Nobody is awakened. We are awakening. It's different. If I say to you, I am awakened, it means I'm done. I've got nowhere else to grow. I'm conscious now, which is a lie. I am awakening allows me to understand that it's an ongoing ripple, it's an ongoing process. So every time I'm tempted to go out there to fix somebody's mental state or their viewpoint or their perspective because I'm frustrated by them, I have to get more powerful. That's my invitation to take more responsibility for my growth. And then there are these three things that you mentioned, starting with trust. Trust is absolutely fundamental, and we totally misunderstood what trust is in the third dimension. Because in the third dimension, what we've grown up with is put your trust in the authority. Put your trust in your school teacher, put your trust in your parents. Not to say your parents would have consciously necessarily led you into a dark place, but that's what we learned. We learned to trust whoever's higher than you, trust God, even trust the angels, trust your best friend, trust society, trust banking. I don't know. We all had these invitations to give away our trust before we learned to trust ourselves. So there's this gaping hole in humanity. We don't know how to trust ourselves. We only know how to give our power away, and then we mislabel that and we call that trust. So we say, oh, I trust the government, although I don't think many people do, right? Or you could say, I trust another author. I trust even a spiritual teacher. The spiritual teacher is going to give me the answers. Even if that spiritual teacher is 100% correct, it will only lead to pain and heartbreak if you haven't learned to trust yourself. Because what we call trust is actually giving our power away. And we're saying, you must lead me. You must give me the answers. When the truth is, as we become more fifth dimensional, we learn to lead ourselves. We learn to give ourselves our own answers. We learn how to tap into that. So to trust self also extends into to trust the higher self, to trust the light, that we are. And that's one of the principal teachings that I share with people in my online community, is to learn to trust their light. One of the questions I get asked so frequently is, what about darkness, Kerry? What about entities? What about all the scary energies on the planet? Because there are many. I'm not going to pull the wool over anybody's eyes. I'm not going to spiritual bypass and say, no, there's no such thing as darkness. There is such a thing as darkness. There is such a thing as entities. They do want to feed off of your energy. So I get a lot of people coming in tremendous fear of the darkness. And here's what I say to them. You can only fear the darkness when you do not know your light. And that is the basis of trust. I can only trust what I know. So I first have to actually spend time in presence, connection, and stillness so that I can learn to trust the power of my light and start expanding into the miracle that my light is. And then I can allow my light, not direct my light, I can allow my light to show me what it knows. And I can then raise myself into my light. And when I talk about my light, I'm talking about your infinite consciousness, your multidimensionality. So trust of self is a journey. And without that journey, we don't go anywhere. We don't progress. We're only going to get lost until we take that journey of trust. And then you spoke about patience, Felix. You said, what about patience? Yes. Patience is, I know that many people will think patience is a swear word because they're impatient and they say, it's been long enough. I want this now. I want people to change now. I want the planet to evolve now. Don't ask me to be more patient. Patience facilitates connection, specifically connection to self. Patience is what happens when you slow down from the mental realm and you come into the energetic realm. And when you're there, it feels as if life opens up. It feels as if time dilates. It feels as if the prison cell stops existing. Expansion happens. So patience actually leads you to an expansive freedom. Patience actually supports you in taking that hurdle, crossing that hurdle out of the mental prison. It's the slowing down. And most people won't do that. They won't do that slowing down because they're afraid of complacency. They're afraid of not doing anything. They're afraid of being where they are. Patience requires you to be where you are and to accept what is. Because when you're impatient, there's something you don't accept. When you're impatient, you're saying, I can't accept the world. I can't accept people. I can't accept something. So when you're impatient, slow down, get present, connected, get still, and allow yourself to actually feel what happens. Because now you're going to face yourself, which means now you're going to have to accept. This is what is. Here's an example. If I'm impatient about the world not changing, and I want to now shift that energy because I recognize it's not going to grow me, I have to slow down and I have to recognize, yeah, the world is where the world is, and that's okay. It doesn't mean I like it. It doesn't mean I want it. It doesn't mean I condone it. It simply means it is. And if I stand in opposition to what is, I'm creating an entanglement between myself and the thing that I can't accept. And I will keep seeing the thing that I can't accept until I can accept it. So acceptance is merely the moment where you go, it is. I don't have to love it. I don't have to like it. I don't have to agree. But I do have to see this is where humanity is. Okay, now that I've accepted it, now I can be where I am. Oh, now the shift happens because now it's not about I need to change people out there. Now it's about, oh, right, I'm refocusing myself into the change that I can be in here. So patience is as powerful as trust. And it's a mastery To master patience is not something you're going to do in a day. It's something that you're going to do because you're devoted to it and because you recognize that patience allows you to transcend the false matrix. And patience has got nothing to do with complacency, and it's got nothing to do with waiting. That is something that I wish everybody knew. Patience has got nothing to do with waiting. Patience has got everything to do with connecting to something that's uncomfortable, something that you were avoiding, and it's got to do with a slowing down out of the frenetic, panic-stricken energy of the mental realm and to actually enter into the energetic realm. Everybody thinks that the energy field must be very fast-paced, and it is. But to enter into it, you literally have to slow your energy field right down to enter into who you are as an energy field. And then once you're in there, you realize, wow, it's fast and slow at the same time. It's an anomaly. It cannot even be explained in a linear way because it's a non-linear place. But patience is the key. And it's not what everybody thinks it is. Patience is absolutely key. And then you also spoke about practice. Practice is really about dedication and devotion to your growth, to your purpose, because your growth is your purpose. So many people say, what's my purpose, Kerry? What's my purpose? I want to know my purpose. And I say to them, you are your purpose. You are it. And then they reject what I say because they're not rude and they don't go, oh, rubbish. I don't agree with you. They simply say, yes, but what else could it be? You are your purpose, meaning your evolution. You evolving and ascending out of the false matrix is your purpose. That's it. When you are the ascending one, then you are the ripple that you came here to be. Each and every single one of us came to do the same thing, but only I can embody the energy that is Kerry. Only you can embody the energy that is Felix. The people listening, only you can embody the energy that you are. So we are each a very unique ripple, almost like we are a God, but a multifaceted God. And each one of us holds a facet, a key or a spark of that wholeness that we call God. We each came here to remember who we are. And that is our purpose.
Hey, du hast das Video bis hierhin geschaut. Ich danke dir von Herzen für dein Interesse. Jetzt ein paar Dinge. Zum Ersten, wenn du diesen Kanal noch nicht abonniert hast, bitte mach das jetzt. Wenn du es schon gemacht hast, ich danke dir. Schreib bitte einen Kommentar, wie hat dir dieses Video gefallen, was gab es Neues für dich, was ist das Wichtige, was du auch den anderen Menschen jetzt weitergeben möchtest. Dann lass gerne einen Daumen nach oben da und teile dieses Video mit Freunden, bekannten Menschen, für die das auch interessant ist. Und eine ganz tolle Sache jetzt, du kannst dir dieses Video komplett kostenfrei in ganzer Länge und ohne Werbeunterbrechung ansehen. Und das alles, indem du einfach auf den Link unter diesem Video klickst. Und du kriegst nicht nur dieses Video, sondern auch alle vergangenen Videos und alle kommenden. Einmal in der Woche gibt es ein neues Video, komplett kostenfrei und ohne Werbeunterbrechung. Warum mache ich das? Weißt du, es gibt hier in diesem System, in dieser Matrix, ein paar ganz große Firmen, die so ein bisschen willkürlich handeln. Die machen, was sie wollen. Wir haben es in den letzten Jahren gesehen, was passieren kann, wenn man Dinge sagt, die der ein oder andere anders sieht. Aus dem Grund will ich gerne, dass wir eine unabhängige Community aufbauen, dass wir auch weiterhin im Kontakt sind. Also, melde dich einfach an für die Community und bekomme die ganzen gratis Interviews. Ohne Werbeunterbrechung, komplett kostenfrei. Ich freue mich auf dich. Eine Sache noch, wenn du beruflich nicht ganz zufrieden bist, wenn du in einem System drin steckst, wo du einfach nur raus willst, raus aus der Fremdbestimmung, rein in die Freiheit. Oder wenn du schon selbstständig bist und für Menschen arbeitest, eine grandiose Leistung hast, viele Probleme lösen kannst, aber es irgendwie noch nicht richtig funktioniert. Vielleicht weißt du noch nicht genau, wie wirst du sichtbar, wie gewinnst du Interessenten, wie gewinnst du Kunden, ja Traumkunden und wie verdienst du das, was du wirklich brauchst, um ein Leben in Fülle zu führen. Wenn das so ist, dann komm unbedingt in die Show Bewusst und Erfolgreich. Live, regelmäßig bin ich für dich da. Klick einfach hier auf den Link unter diesem Video. Und wir werden darüber reden, wie du es schaffst, deine wahre Berufung zu leben. Mit Traumkunden zu arbeiten, in der finanziellen Fülle zu leben, dass du so viel hast, wie du brauchst, um hier wirklich gut klarzukommen. Und dass du im großen Bild den Menschen hilfst und deine Lebensaufgabe erfüllst. Das wäre doch fantastisch, oder? Ich wünsche es jedem Menschen. Also komm unbedingt in die Show Bewusst und Erfolgreich. Und jetzt schau dir das Interview gerne an. Zu Ende, vollkommen kostenfrei, ganz. Und wir bleiben in Kontakt. Ich danke dir, dass du da bist. Ich danke dir für dein Sein, für deine Arbeit. Mach weiter so.